Welcome to Social Sprouts Story Times new series, all about having a growth mindset. Having a growth mindset means that you're open to trying new things, even when they're tricky, and understanding that mistakes are how your brain grows. We will first start with a book that's going to help you understand your brain more, so you can understand what happens in your brain as you have a growth mindset. The first book in this series is Your Fantastic Elastic Brain. Stretch It, Shape It. This book is written by Joanne Deek, and it's illustrated by Sarah Ackerley. What does your brain really do? Does it fill the space between your ears?
Oh, in there. All I see is pink stuff.
Well, yes, but your brain can do so much more. Your brain helps you think and remember and name what you see and what you hear. It lets you move your body and feel both touch and emotions. Your brain does all the things that make you, you. These are some things about the girl on this page. Likes red foods, favorite word is elbow, ping pong champ, knows global landmarks, good at science, enjoys reading pirate books.
She's so unique. My favorite word is foot.
How about you? What are your things that your brain does that makes you, you? So what is your brain? Is it a muscle? No, the brain is an organ in your body. It's made up of cells and tissue. Greetings, Earthlings. Welcome to Planet Organ. The brain controls everything you do, everything you think, everything you feel, even everything you dream.
Hey, I had that same dream.
The brain has many parts that do all kinds of different jobs. Here's the cerebrum, the hippocampus, the prefrontal cortex, sometimes called the PFC, and this small part here is the amygdala. And this back here is the cerebellum.
Whoa, that pink stuff is busy.
I think, therefore I am. That's deep. Let's learn what the parts of the brain do. So the cerebrum is the largest part of your brain. It helps you think and speak. By following along in this book and thinking about the words being read, you are using your cerebrum. The cerebellum is a small part at the back of your brain that helps your muscles to coordinate your movements and your balance so that you can walk, ride a bike, or play tag.
I can walk and chew gum.
Uh-oh, look out, Mr. Owl. Think about your favorite game to play on the playground or at the park. If you're moving around, you are using your cerebellum. The prefrontal cortex is the part of your brain behind your forehead. It lets you make plans and decisions. Mystery meat or secret soup? Decisions. Think about a decision you made today. Did you decide what to wear, what to eat, or even what to play? Then you are using your PFC, prefrontal cortex. The hippocampus is at the center of your brain. It works like a file cabinet to help you store and find memories.
Found it.
So, as you're following along in this book and learning new information, it's being stored in your hippocampus. Keep filing away this information. It's really important. The amygdala is a tightly packed group of cells deep within the center of your brain that controls your emotions. So some emotions like excited, angry, embarrassed, frightened, sad, or happy. You may have noticed that the hippocampus and amygdala are connected. Because of their connection, our emotions can influence our memories, and our memories can affect our emotions. We are more likely to remember something that makes us feel an intense emotion, like happiness, fear, or even sadness. Can you remember something that made you feel really happy or excited when you were younger? You are more likely to remember this because of the connection between your amygdala and hippocampus. Neurons are everywhere in your brain. They are the tiny brain cells that make electrical signals to send messages to other cells in your body, telling them what to do.
Amygdala means almond. I can see how it got that name. See? It's shaped like an almond.
So if your brain thinks about moving your arm to write or throw a ball, the neurons will send the message from one to another down the pipeline until your arm moves. Wow, the brain has a lot of different parts. When you were born, you were very little. Your brain was small and not so strong. But as you get older, your body grows and gets stronger. As part of your body, your brain grows and learns to do new things. And you can make your brain do even more. Your brain grows very fast during the first 10 years of your life. This is the magic decade when you can help your brain grow faster and be more powerful. Just like lifting weights helps your muscles get stronger, learning new things strengthens your brain. You can give your brain a good workout by trying to learn many different things. Can you think of some things you can do to give your brain a good workout? Remember, they have to be new and different things. Like elastic bands that stretch when you pull them, even things that are hard at first, or that you don't like to do, or that you don't do well, gets easier when you keep trying.
Nice kick.
Think about the first time you played soccer. You probably couldn't kick the ball far or make many goals, but as you kept going to practice, you learned more about the rules of the game and followed your coach's directions. The muscles in your legs and your feet got stronger, your movements were more coordinated, and you could run farther and faster. Learning more and practicing what you learned let you play better and have more fun. Practice really does make perfect, or at least much better. Let's think about the parts of the brain involved in soccer. And don't worry, if you've never played soccer, think of another sport or instrument or any activity you had to learn. First, the author says to think about the first time you played soccer. She wants you to think about a memory. What part of your brain is responsible for storing memories? That's right, it's your hippocampus. Then she says you probably couldn't kick a ball or make goals, which was probably very frustrating. But instead of stomping off, you kept practicing. What part of your brain helped you control your emotions? Uh-huh, your amygdala. The author says you kept going to practice and learn more. You probably had to do a lot of thinking and remember what you learned. What part of your brain helped with that? Yep, your cerebrum and hippocampus again. Then she says your movements were more coordinated. What part of your brain helped with that? Bingo, your cerebellum. Can you use your cerebrum and think about a time in sports or other activities when you had to use your prefrontal cortex? That's the part of your brain that makes decisions. Well, in sports, you have to use it any time you plan to do a trick move or decide who you want to pass to. And this is a part of your brain that you use all the time in class when you have to decide what to write or when you're planning a project. Hey, you've really got this brain stuff figured out. Even when you make a mistake while you're learning something new, you're still training your brain. You will remember that mistake and try something else until you get it right.
Nothing yet.
Abracadabra? Shazam? Keep trying. Hocus pocus? Making mistakes is one of the best ways your brain learns and grows. If you aren't willing to risk being wrong, you won't take the chances that stretch your elastic brain. Take a look at this girl in the picture. What is she thinking about? Check out her thought bubble for a clue. That's right. She's thinking about doing a magic trick. She wants to try to make a bunny come out of that hat. Does it work the first time? Or even the second time? It doesn't. It takes lots of tries for her to get it right. When we make mistakes, our brain learns what doesn't work and starts to try new ideas to figure out what works. If you give up after the first or second failed attempt, you're not giving your brain an opportunity to learn and grow. So when you make a mistake, just think about how your brain just grew. It just learned something that didn't work, so it can try something else. Can you think about a time you made a mistake? Did you try it again a different way? You can stretch the parts of your brain that controls your feelings too.
Let's jump together.
If you are frightened about taking a risk, like learning to swim, finding the courage to put your face in the water stretches your amygdala. It will remind you that you can overcome your fear. So you will be braver the next time something scares you, like diving into the water. They gave him a 10. Can you think of something that you were afraid to try at first? How did you stretch your amygdala? What did you do to overcome your fear? Great job! Learning something new causes the brain to grow more connections among the neurons. Do you remember the neurons? Those are the tiny cells that send electrical signals to other cells to tell them what to do. With more connections, the neurons can send and receive more messages. These connections help to stretch a part of your brain and make it more elastic so you can hold more information and new ideas. How does your brain stretch and grow? A word that begins with neuro has something to do with the brain. A sculptor molds, shapes, or carves things out of clay or wood or stone. So you can shape your brain when you make it bigger by adding new things you know and can do. You are a neurosculptor.
How did you do that? Neurons, my feathered friend.
When you learn something new, you are building on what you have already learned. In the same way that the muscles in your body work together when you want to lift a heavy object or kick a ball, the different parts of your brain work together when you're learning something new. The amygdala makes you want to learn to play the piano. The cerebrum helps you decide to practice. The cerebellum calls up the memory of watching and listening when your piano teacher showed you how to play a new piece of music. Then your cerebellum sends messages through neurons to the muscles in your wrists, hands, and fingers so that you can hit the right notes. The next time you play that piece of music, the parts of your brain and body will know how to work together, and you will play the song more easily. So these pages summarize what you've learned in the book. Here's another chance to stretch your brain so it can remember all these new facts. The brain that makes you, really is an amazing organ. It controls what you think, do, feel, and remember. Your brain is growing very fast during the first 10 years of life, and now you know that you can help it grow. When you try to learn hard things, new connections grow from neurons and attach to other neurons. Then your brain can send messages faster, making part of your brain bigger and stronger. Making mistakes really helps you learn because your brain keeps trying new things and stretching until you figure out the answer to your problem. You are shaping a more elastic brain when you learn new things that build on what you already know. The more you learn and think about different kinds of things, the more you can learn, know, and enjoy. The harder you try without giving up, the more you will learn. You can really train your brain to be fit and strong and to keep stretching and growing throughout your whole life. Thank you for watching Social Sprouts Storytime. If you enjoyed this book, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. And remember to subscribe to Social Sprouts on YouTube. And follow Social Sprouts on Facebook or Instagram for activities and information all about this topic. Join me here next week for a new book on having a growth mindset, here on Social Sprouts, where social learning sprouts every day.